The first sort of 3 or 4 months, I'd say, yeah.
It was carnage.
Yeah, we were both here all day, every day.
Yeah. You were waking up in the morning and literally, honestly going, right, what day is it today?
When we met Phil, it sounds a bit cheesy, but we just knew that that is what we'd be missing. The difference in a year since working with Phil has made the work-life balance completely different. I know me personally, my personality, I would have been heading for the rocks by Christmas last year, I think. Just, I don't know where I would have been. The whole thing started about sort of 3 years ago, and we went to the Clip and Climb in Belfast. Fell in love with the idea, thought it was really cool. Couldn't stop talking about it for the rest of the trip, and the idea of setting our own one back home began. We opened just before 2019 school holidays, so we had sort of 6 weeks of mayhem, really. We very much lived here, especially in the first sort of 3 months. Like we didn't really have a life. We were making coffees, doing safety briefings, fixing things. We were everywhere, and having to own and run the business, which takes its toll.
Given what we'd done in the first 3 or 4 months and how much we were working in the business, we almost looked at each other and went, we need somebody like this to try and help get a work-life balance as well.
There's no way without Phil we'd have done all the things that we have done, for sure. There's just no way. Just before we opened, the guy who helps us with our marketing said you should speak to this guy, Phil Budd. And he gave me a call, and at the time, because we were so busy, he came across as a great guy on the phone, but at the time it was a bit like, thanks but no thanks, we don't need this right now, we've got enough on our plate. But yeah, when he came to see us, it was only meant to be an hour meeting. I think it turned out being about 3, and it was mainly us just talking about the first couple of months, and it was sort of like a coaching session, even though it wasn't. We basically made the decision there and then to work with him.
It's funny, thinking back on it now, the fact that the two of us thought we could have done it on our own, actually, is quite funny. We loved where we could see the business going with somebody like Phil and his help. And the main thing I think he's really helped us nail is the culture within our staff.
And a key thing which we weren't maybe doing so well at the start was delegating and actually giving the responsibility that they wanted and deserved. Because at the start we were always here, it was a bit of an attitude of, if we can do it better and quicker, we'll just do it. Working with Phil, he was quite big on defining things. It wasn't just about organising the finances and all those big things. But now I would say everyone knows where they're at with things, and that's helped calm down us a lot and enabled us to step away and have more time away from the business as well.
I think his style of coaching us has helped us as leaders within our business. He sort of coached us how to coach people within our own business.
Phil, he's so spot on. He listens. He really gets you. Working through Josh and Mark, then that filters down naturally, I think, through then, the other members of the team. Having someone like Phil and having, again, that outsider looking in and kind of pointing you in the right direction, I think any business really could benefit from that.
We had a good sort of 8 months before COVID hit, and then obviously everything sort of changed quite dramatically with a sort of 4.5 month closure. The main challenge at the start was we had no idea how long it was going to be for. We just said to the staff one day, we're closing, it was hopefully see you in a few weeks, and it turned into 4.5 months. It's an in-person experience. You can't work from home at Clip and Climb. Nothing was happening, so we didn't have a penny coming in for 4.5 months. Those first few sessions, the first sort of few weeks of COVID with Phil were critical, and we needed a lot of his time, and he gave us a lot of his time. He's got the business interest in heart. He really cares.
He says that quite a lot, doesn't he? I've got your back.
He also challenges us quite a lot, which is important, because when you're at the top of the tree, it's good to know that we're still accountable as well. Normally when you've got a professional arrangement with someone, you'll just do anything that person wants or whatever, but actually sometimes he has to say the hard things as well.
It is onwards and upwards, and the future is looking bright.
Yeah, you wouldn't find two guys who would recommend the idea of business coaching as much as us two, particularly Phil. He's the sort of person you want to work with long term.
The first thing that a lot of people say is, I can't afford it. I would honestly go the other way around. You can't afford not to.